What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the first video of the year. Today we're going to talk about how I made $68,000 last year on Etsy. I'm going to show you the breakdown of all the fees that were taken out. $68,000 is the revenue, so we're going to go over everything in depth, show you exactly what I made, and give you some tips on how you can grow your Etsy as well. Let's get into it. All right, what's going on, guys? Let's get right into it. And first, I do want to say, I know this is one of my first videos about like shirts. Like, I know I transitioned the channel from technology to shirts, and this might seem like I'm coming here just to flex, and I promise you that that is not the case. So, and I mean, 68,000. There's a lot of people doing way better than me on Etsy. So I don't want to, whatever. I don't have a god complex. I don't think I'm doing amazing. I just want to show you guys because I truly want to help other people be able to do this. And this, if anything, will kind of maybe give me a little credibility. Like, I'm actually on Etsy every day selling and fulfilling orders. I'm not just like throwing out videos with tips as someone that's not doing it. Like, I'm showing you stuff that is actually helping me grow my my Etsy. So I just want to get that out of the way. This isn't any sort of flex. I don't think I'm anything special. I'm just showing you guys exactly what I'm doing. I'm showing you in my account because I want you to see real numbers. I'm not just making this stuff up. This is what it is. This is what I'm doing. This is my main source of income. And then to add to that, so I do Etsy, and then where I am right now is I'm in my store. I have a retail storefront right through that door. So I have, like, I do some local stuff too. I have local clients and customers. And then I have my online Etsy stuff. So this channel mainly is going to be about this Etsy stuff, but if you have questions about the retail, growing a local business as well, I'll get into that. So yeah, this is what it is. Last year, so it's right now, it's literally the first, you can see in the top right corner. So last year, 2021, I did 68,435 in revenue. That is revenue. So if you see right to the right of that, 17,000 in fees and taxes was taken out. So the breakdown right here, so listing, this is like the 20 cents that they charge you per listing. Every time you either list an item for the first time, but also every time it sells, you are hit with that 20 cents again to relist that item. And I recommend having automatic relistings on. It'll really hurt you and be kind of annoying if you have to remember to go in and relist that every time. So what I do is when I'm listing an item, I set my quantities pretty high. I usually do like 50 or 100. Some people do like thousands. You can do whatever you want. But if you put that number above 1, then it'll automatically list. So obviously, if it's a like a whatever, say a vintage item or something like that, you only have 1, put 1. But if it's something that you're making and you can continue to remake, set that available quantity much higher. Marketing. This is Etsy ads, which is one of the things that I definitely recommend that you use. So I did another video about, I think I'd set my ad budget for $500 for a day, but use ads if you can. And I mean, make it so you can. So like, you can use them, but I'm saying, like, some people think like, oh, I don't want to throw away $5, $10, $15, $20 a day, whatever it is. Use them because they get you sales. So my ads, I spent $7,000 last year. I'll go and look, but I guarantee it made me a lot more than that. So every time I've checked, I've always been making around at least double. So if I'm spending 7,000, I'd estimate I made about 14, 15,000 off of that. So that's 7, 8,000 that I wouldn't have had if I didn't spend that 7,000. So yeah, it looks bad. You're like, dang, I just spent 7,000 on the year. Should I have done that? But that should have made you, this won't show me, right? No. So yeah, I would recommend using some of that. How much you want to spend is up to you. I usually do $10 a day. During the holiday season, I'll up that a ton. And I will mess around and do like 20, 25. Sometimes I'll do 50, like, just to see if things are selling well with ads. I'll sometimes up it, or if I'm using my ad budget throughout the day, I'll sometimes up it. But you can check that, because say you have a $10 ad budget every day, Etsy may only be spending $8. And if that's the case, you may not need to up it. But look into that. I recommend it. Shipping labels. So this is just when I used Etsy's Etsy's on-site labels. I usually don't use those. So I did spend a lot more than this in shipping this year. I only really used it for the last like couple months on Etsy with the holiday orders. Usually I'm using Pirate Ship. So This number is not accurate to what I actually spent this year. I definitely did spend more than that. I don't know if Pirate Ship will give me a breakdown of that, but I definitely spent more than that this year. Subscription, I am part of Etsy Plus, as you see right here. So that is, I believe, $10 a month, but they give you like $5 in ad credits or something like that, plus some other, like some free listings. So really, you're like, if you use ads, you're spending $10 a month. They're giving you like $5 to $7 back with the benefits that you get from that. So I recommend that because it really comes out to about a few dollars a month and you get a couple benefits. So it's definitely worth it to me. Transaction. So this is like their card processing fees and stuff like that. So I spent $3,500 on that this month. So there it is. That's a breakdown. I spent $17,000 total in fees. If I didn't run any ads, I would have spent about $10,000. But like I said, those ads helped me get more sales, so it's worth it to me. So $68,000. I just did check, and last year I was only on for, so July is more than halfway through the year. I did a little bit less than half a year last year, and that was my first year on Etsy, and I did $33,000. So I grew, but I don't know what I would have done if I was on for the whole year. You know what I mean? So I could say I doubled my revenue from last year, but not 100% accurate because that was only half a year. So, and that does show me 1,400 orders last year. So, yeah, there it is. So that's exactly what I made. Now to kind of get into like what I did, what I recommend you do. So let me switch this over. So what I sold, like the main things that I sold was t-shirts. So I have a DTG machine, and that's like the main thing that I'll do. So I'll go on and I'll find, I will, and I need to make an in-depth video on this, but the main way, and I'm going to drop some gems in this video about my process, what I do, that I will later do like in-depth videos on. But I mainly use Google Trends. I don't know if you've heard about that from other people before, but I mainly use Google Trends to find what people are searching, and then I will go and take that, turn it into shirts, or if it's already shirts, whatever, I'll recreate designs, I'll do things like that. And then you're in on things that you know are popular because that's being validated by people searching it on Google. If people are looking for it on Google, there's interest in it. Like if it's a trending topic, obviously people are looking for that, and it's kind of a given. You're not just like guessing. It's not guesswork on what's going to sell. You know it's going to sell because people are looking for it, trying to buy it. So mainly t-shirts is what I sold. And one more thing I wanted to mention was last year I had an item. I don't know yet if I want to say exactly what it was, but I had an item that I made. I was there. So technically I was the second person on Etsy to sell it. There was one other one, but they kept going out of stock. So I saw that people were interested in it. People were talking about it in a couple Facebook groups that I'm in, like other people that make shirts and whatnot. So there was this item. People were talking about it. I found one person selling it, but it kept going out of stock. So like it would be there and then it would be off Etsy. Then once they restocked, I'd see it back on there. And that was the only person. And they were probably caking at the time. They were probably getting a ton of sales. But they obviously couldn't keep up. So what I did was I went and I outsourced. I found a company out of China, really a manufacturer. I talked to them. I gave them exactly what I wanted. I gave them specs. I gave them whatever. They made me this item. They sent it to me. I sold it on Etsy in the first so I actually did a pre-order, which you don't see a lot on Etsy, but I did a pre-order, and I shouldn't talk too much about this. This is another thing I need to make a video on because I'll reveal what it was in a video specifically about it. But so yeah, the first month I think I sold like 400 or 500 of them. I'm not going to check specifics right now. I'll do that in the full video. But I sold a ton of them before I had the item. So I did a pre-order. This was coming from China, so it was taking 3 or 4 weeks to get to me. But as soon as I had them ordered and I knew they were being made and I knew they were going to be on their way, I did a pre-order. I put it on Etsy. So at first I ordered 400 of them. So yeah, I know I sold more than 400 because I ordered 400 of them in the first batch. Before I had them, I sold more than that. So before I even got the first batch, I had to order another batch. So yeah, I think I did around 500 before I even had them because I know it was more than what I ordered. So that got me those 400 sales and whatever else. So what I'm saying is that item really kind of helped me. I wouldn't say I got lucky because I did the research. I knew people wanted this and I kind of acted on it. But that one item helped grow my entire Etsy, because on Etsy, when you're selling things and Etsy sees that you're selling things and people keep buying from you, they kind of help push you. Like we talk about that. That's like when you're consistent on Etsy, they want to help you out. So this item helped kind of sell everything else. So I think my shirts sell better because of that initial pump with that item. So sometimes you can, and like I said, I don't want to say I was lucky, but sometimes you can get lucky and have one item kind of, or a couple items or whatever, help push the rest of your shop, because Etsy sees that whatever, you're a good shop, people keep buying from you, etc. So that one item in my scenario did help quite a bit, which is great. But again, that's just based on research and seeing what people wanted and taking the leap of faith and ordering 400 of them and spending however much money I spent on them. And then getting that return. Like, it paid off really well, and it's not always going to pay off well like that, but you got to take some risks sometimes. And the next big thing, which I kind of mentioned, is consistency. But consistency really is key, especially with Etsy, with other marketplaces. That's what they want to see, is they want to see active users. And it seems like, I don't know exactly what Etsy does, but it seems like they help those people. So if you're listing all the time, if you're adding new listings, so in my case, it's a lot of shirts. So if I'm adding shirts, I always say I try to do 5 a day. I'm going to be straight out with you. That does not happen as often as I'd like it to. So I only have I think under 300 listings on Etsy right now. So like if I was adding 5 a day for the last year, I'd have way more than that. So obviously I'm not doing that 5 a day. I would love to. It's just when I'm fulfilling orders, obviously I don't have enough time to all the time. But when I can, I'll go on and add as many listings as I can. And that helps out. The more ways that the more items you have, the more likely someone is to find your shop. So, and whether you're a niche shop or not, people may see items, click on your shop, see what else you have, see something else they like, whatever. So every single listing is another way for someone searching on the site to find you. That's all it is. So that, paired with Etsy helping people that post a lot, that comes together. Boom, that adds up, that helps. You become more successful. There's no way about it. If you're not selling a lot, keep posting. You just have to list as much as possible. And then the other thing is, if you're a brand new shop, I tell everybody this I'm helping start a new shop, try to get people you know to buy. Or if, say, local people know about your items, or know you make shirts, or know you do whatever, and they want to buy something from you, and it's a friend, a family member, whatever, instead of saying, yeah, just give me $20 cash, whatever, have them, or make them a listing on Etsy, have them go through Etsy. Yes, you're going to have some fees come out and whatever, that may suck to you, but that's a sale on Etsy. You can ask them, especially if you know them, you can ask them to give you good feedback. That's a positive review on Etsy. All of that stuff is going to help you grow your shop. So if you know somebody locally or whatever, you just meet somebody, be like, hey, do you mind if you make this purchase through Etsy? They're not going to have to pay anything extra. You're going to lose a little bit in fees, but it's going to help your shop, and it's going to help more people find you, and it's going to help you make more in the future. So when you're first starting out, 100% I recommend you have people buy through Etsy, and then ask them to give you that review. Don't be scared to ask them. Say, hey, this is going to help me a lot if you give me this positive review. Ask them to do that. Hopefully they will, and that'll get you on your way. So if you get 5, 10, 15 local orders that you can get through Etsy, that's 15 more orders that you didn't have before, 15 potential more reviews that you didn't have before. Etsy sees those positive reviews, they're going to put your items in front of more people. That's just what it is. So try to get people to buy on Etsy if you can. And then I got 2 more topics that I know are going to help people. One of them is sales. So what a lot of people do is they'll list, say you want to sell a shirt for $20, list that shirt for $22, $23, $24, whatever, and then do a 10, 15% sale, because people like to feel like they're getting a sale. That's just how it is. That's psychology, whatever it is. People like to be getting a sale. So if they see a shirt that's usually $24, but it's 10% off, so it's $240 off, they're going to be like, oh, cool, this shirt is on sale. Not only that, but a lot of people will do, so I'll usually run sales for like a day or 2 at a time at most. But on Etsy, if you shop on Etsy, you'll have noticed, it'll say, this is 10, 15% off, whatever it is. This sale ends in X amount of time. So I'll set my sales usually for one day. So it'll say, hey, at midnight, this sale is automatically ending. So that tells people in their head, like, hey, I need to get on this or else I'm going to lose out on this sale item or this sale price. So setting those sales, giving people that discount, even though you're getting what you want for the item, you're just upping the cost before. And to be totally honest with you, I don't even really do that. Like, I don't up the price before. I mean, I'll set my price. I have most of my items at the set price that I have them at. And then when I run sales, I'm just making a couple less per item. I don't go in and every time I run a sale up the cost of it. I don't know if there's a quick way to do that, but that seems like way too much work for a couple hundred listings to do at a time. So I'm not doing that personally. I'm just taking that loss of a couple dollars each time. But it's Etsy. That's another sale. That's another potential review. That helps you in the long run. So I don't see that as losing money, really. It's just I'm running a sale. More people will buy. I'll make more money because I'm selling more, even though I'm losing a couple dollars per item. So it is what it is. But sales, I definitely recommend because, like I said, people like to be getting something on sale. Even if you boosted that price before, there's a good chance they're not going to know that unless they really follow your shop. So they think they're getting a sale. That's what it is. So sales, I definitely recommend. And then the very last thing is good listings. You want good listings. So you don't want to go on and just add a bunch of junk keywords and a bunch of junk tags and all this stuff. You do not want to do that. You want to use good sites. Like eRank is a good free one. You can pay and it gives you some more features, but even its free version helps out quite a bit. Another gem I'm going to drop, because I said in another video I wasn't going to mention the name until I make a video on it, but Allura, A-L-U-R-A. Allura is my absolute favorite item. When I'm making listings, every single time I go on Allura, I get my keywords. I do research on other shops with it. The tools it has is amazing. It is more expensive than the others, so most of the programs or most of the sites that help with this stuff are around $10 a month, or there's different tiers or whatever. Allura, off the top of my head, I think is $20 a month, but it's good. I think it's worth it. It helps. It gives me, in my experience, better keywords than sites like eRank. So yeah, I'm just dropping that little gem in here, but I am going to do an in-depth video on Allura, show you guys how I use it, what it can do, but it's a great tool. I definitely recommend you use Allura. So that's it. You just need good listings. Like, you need to have good keywords. One thing you don't want is people to find your item when they're not looking for your item. Meaning, if you are keyword stuffing totally irrelevant stuff, if you're keyword stuffing for a remote, obviously you wouldn't do that, but just for an example, if people are looking for a remote and they find your shirt or vice versa, like, they're just gonna go buy it or whatever. And if Etsy sees that people aren't looking at your items, aren't clicking on your items, they don't think they're good items, so they don't push it. Like, you just want to get on Etsy's good side and have them help you out any way possible. So, and obviously it's all an algorithm. It's not like Etsy's in there picking favorites. Maybe they are for some big shops, I don't know. But you want to line up your keywords, your tags, your everything as good as possible with what you are actually selling, so that the people that are looking for that specific item are finding that specific item. So use a tool like that. Start with eRank because it's free. Just use some of their tools. That'll definitely help you out. That's all I used at first, and it definitely helped. But I'd recommend graduating or skipping right to something like Allura. Pay the higher price. It is definitely worth it. It has some great tools. It helps you out a ton, and it'll definitely get you more sales. That's what you want at the end of the day. So that's what it is. That's what I did last year. That's exactly how I did it. Those are the tips I recommend you use to help grow your shop. If you guys have any questions, or if you want any like in-depth videos on any of the topics, because I really just touched on everything a little bit, because this video could be an hour long if I went in depth with everything. But if you have specific questions about some of the topics I touched on, please comment below and let me know. I will answer like quick questions in the comments, but also if there's something we want to dive into, I'll make a video specifically on it. And there are a couple videos off of that stuff that I talked about coming soon. So like Allura, I'm absolutely going to make a video about that. The item that I sold a ton of in the beginning that helped kind of launch my Etsy, I'm going to do an in-depth video on that. But anything else, if you want to see anything, if you have any questions you want me to go in depth on, please let me know. I'm always open to video ideas. But I hope you liked it. That's what I made. That's how I did it. That's how I recommend you do the same. let's make it a good year. It's 2022. Let's all grow our channels, our channels. Let's all grow our Etsy's, or if you do YouTube, let's grow our channels. Let's grow. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000, not only for the monetization, but once I get to 1,000, I'm going to be doing lives all the time on here, as well as I want to do lives on TikTok, just because whatever, it's a good platform. But yeah, let's grow it. Let's try to get to 1,000 as soon as possible. That's the first goal in 2022, is let's get to 1,000 subs. And then I'll do at least weekly live videos, whether when I'm working, just Q&As, whatever you guys want. So let's grow it. Share the channel if you don't mind. Please thumbs up the video, like the video, subscribe, share, whatever you can do. I appreciate it all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year. Let's grow our Etsy's this year. Thank you for watching.